What's up, everybody? Rob the Nomad here, coming at you from inside the studio on the hill. I want to give you some survival tips, like bushcraft / survival / homeless tips that I've learned over the years. I've been doing this for 25 years now. It's been my entire adulthood since I was a teenager. I ended up homeless and just became a part of me, like who I am. And I just want to let you know that this type of lifestyle is no joke. Like, no joke. Like, you're going to need a tent. It's just a must-have. Not just a tarp. A shelter, like the bushcraft shelters. They're awesome, but they're not going to work. Like, you need... Like, even if you had a bushcraft shelter, like I do, like, you want a tent inside. And you want tarps. You don't absolutely need tarps, but you probably going to want them, especially if you're in a location that has winter. Like, think about the bugs. If you're hanging out in a bushcraft shelter, cooking on a fire, sleeping outside, just out in the elements, yeah, for a while it'll be all right, maybe a few days, maybe a couple weeks, but in nature, like, it doesn't ever stop. It's 24/7. Like, the stream of bugs that are attracted to you and that keep coming, it doesn't ever stop. It doesn't stop when you're sleeping. It doesn't stop when you get in your sleeping bag. Every nook and cranny and everything you own will be completely infested with bugs if you're not inside a tent. And keep the tent closed and be completely vigilant all the time. Like, they don't stop. Anytime you try to get in or out of your tent, there's going to be bugs inside the flaps. They're going to be on the door. They're going to be bugs that you don't see. They're going to be dropping down. Like, it doesn't ever stop. And once they get in, you're screwed. I mean, and then you have ticks everywhere. Like, it's 24/7. They don't stop. If you're outside, they're going to find you. They're going to bite you. And eventually you're just going to miss one. And I don't know, it could be bad. And you have spiders. They also don't ever stop. Ants don't ever stop. Mosquitoes don't ever stop. Flies don't ever stop. Like, it is awful. I've done it. Just a few months ago, I got bit in the eye when I was sleeping. I woke up to the bite because it hurt so bad. Never saw the spider, but yeah, it just swelled up and turned purple. It was like that for a week. It went away. It was fine. When I was in the Army in boot camp, when we did our field training exercises, we just had the tarp tents, sleeping outside in the summer. And woke up and there was a web from my cheek to the side of the tent. Never saw that spider either, but just woke up to a web on the face. So yeah, especially if you're in places with poisonous stuff, like, you need a tent. You don't want to be outside. And also animals. Like, if you're in a tent and an animal's coming by, it's checking out the tent to start. Like, it may smell you, it may know you're there, but it's checking out the tent first. And while it's doing that, you have a chance to figure out what you're going to do. If you're just outside, like in a hammock or on the ground or on a bench, like, the animal's focused on you regardless of what it is. And it's going to come for you. It'll just get you while you're sleeping. I mean, yeah, for a few days it's fine. Yeah, you can go on a hike and sleep outside and get lucky, but you're staying in the same spot every night. Like, things are coming through, like I said, 24/7. Never stops. And something's going to find you eventually. So a tent is absolutely essential. If you're getting ready, or if you like to be ready for any type of situation, have a tent. That's just as important as water, in my opinion, and for my experience. Condensation and water, like getting wet, is going to be a problem at some point, and probably, like, all the time. It's unavoidable. In the summer, it's better. Not so much in New York because it's so humid, but it is better if you're just out in a tent with lots of ventilation, a good breeze, you'll wake up, there's not really condensation. There still will be. You're not going to have a completely dry tent. Somewhere is going to be wet. And then in the cold, there's no chance. They're going to get wet. They're going to freeze no matter what. Getting your bed off the ground is a very good idea. Like, I'm not off the ground. I have lots of layers, a couple bed mats, tarps, stuff like that underneath. So where I sleep is dry, but if you peel back the layers, the further down you go, like, the more wet it is. There is moisture down there. So you definitely want to have a raised bed if possible. But a lot of the times, like in my situation, it's not possible. Any type of liquid you have, even food, like meats and all that, even vegetables, they're gonna freeze. Yeah, you can thaw them out, it's fine, but it's just something to think about. Like, I used to have Febreze, mouthwash, stuff like that, dish soap, like even body wash. Like, everything just freezes. You go to use something and it's just ice. A lot of the time out here is just hanging around. Like, there's not much you can do. Yeah, I could be out there like making a super survival shelter, build like 3 floors, an elevator and all that, but like, you have to worry about getting wet, getting dirty. It's freezing. You can't really change, and you don't really want to change either. Just, you don't want to get everything dirty. You want to have something in case you really need to go somewhere. So you got to worry about getting dirty. You have to worry about getting wet, especially in the winter. If you get wet in the winter, it's not drying off unless you have heat. It's just like my pants, I got them wet and dirty when I built the roof on the shelter recently and had the snowstorm, and I can't wear them anymore. They're just frozen. Frozen, covered in dirt. So down to my last clean outfit. It's not clean anymore, but yeah. Laundry is a hassle. Like, I'd have to get everything together safely, get out of the woods without being seen, and then walk to the laundromat. It's fine. I've done it before, but it's definitely a hassle. Nothing is easy out here. You put something down and then you go to find it, it vanished. It doesn't exist anymore. Until you start raging and freaking out about how it could possibly be gone, and then it's right there where you looked 15 times. It's a nightmare out here. It's not fun at all. I have a good attitude about it because just what I've been through, I don't care anymore. Just, it is what it is, and I'm used to it. Like, not much surprises me anymore. That's why I don't record like what I do on a day-to-day basis, or my daily routine and stuff like that, because I don't do anything, not anymore, especially in the middle of winter. It's just a lot of sitting around. And then when I can't sit around anymore, I just walk until I can't walk anymore. And then I sleep, charge my stuff up when I need, and just survive. I used to try. I used to get up and clean up every day and change, make sure I'm wearing clean clothes, try to work. I applied everywhere I could online, like realistically within walking distance and all that, and even places that I couldn't get to, but figured if I got the job, I would figure it out. I've tried. I went to several places, just walking around for days, hours a day, applying, calling places, sending them emails, just nothing. I don't know. Then eventually you just get too dirty. I mean, you already tried everywhere. Eventually you just get to where I am. I didn't know what to do anymore. I hit a wall. I just gave up on everything. Then I started doing this, and here we are. As you can see, I have everything lined with blankets. They're just cheap fleece blankets. They're $3 each, pretty big, really comfortable, really soft. Wouldn't say fleece is the best to line the tent with, but it's very cheap, very easy, and it does work. But yeah, I had the reflective blanket. I tried that out a couple times. I had it taped up everywhere on the top and had the heat going and all that, and it was extremely warm for probably 4 or 5 hours. And then when I went to sleep, even without the heat on, like by morning, everything was just dripping. It was dripping all over everything, all over me. It was absolutely freezing in here. It was a bone-chilling cold. It would not stop. And I had to tear it down because it was just so cold. It reflects the heat and moisture, and the moisture is like freezing on the corners of the blankets, so it was awful. If you have any type of heat source, don't put an emergency blanket, I don't think, over or under you. It's going to get wet. It's going to freeze. You're going to freeze. Those are just like real emergency type of situations. Or if you know how to use it right I've seen it done like outside your shelter or tent at a good angle, like on the other side of a fire. That would work. But inside, it does not work. It's very dangerous. I've seen many people recommend trying that, and I tried it. Don't do it. If you're out in nature, and nature's gonna call you too, so you better find somewhere good to use the bathroom. Because eventually, if you just go wherever, there's just gonna be stuff everywhere. It won't be good. Speaking from experience, you learn from your mistakes. So you better find somewhere. Don't have it be downwind either. Don't let your shelter be downwind from where you're doing your business, because made that mistake too. It's not fun. You gotta really think about what you're doing out here. Like the smallest mistakes will really come and bite you, and could be deadly. Yeah, and I'd say in most survival situations in the winter, you're going to be cold, so you really need to make sure that you have layers, even when you don't need them. Even if it's summertime. Like in summertime, I still have my coat and my winter stuff and all the layers packed away. It's just a must-have. And you'd be surprised how cold 50 degrees can feel at night. Then when you get down to 20, 30 below, you better be prepared, because if you're in a survival situation, there's nothing you can do. You're either prepared or you're not. Yeah, so that's just some important tips that I think people should know. It's not great out here. If you choose this life, good luck. If you don't, really good luck. Just know that you can do it. It's going to be tough. You're going to want to give up. Most people will give up, unfortunately. Just know you don't have to. We can adapt to anything that doesn't kill us. We can overcome anything that doesn't kill us. Just don't give up and be prepared. Thank you all for watching. Going on 10,000 subscribers now. I can't believe it. I don't even know what to say. But I have a lot in the works. I have a notebook that I've been writing a lot of ideas down. Yeah, I have lots of plans, and I think it'll only get better as my situation gets better. So stay tuned. Thank you again, and until next time.